Okay, something to celebrate is VR technology, and I believe that apologies for the shake there, just me setting my headset up. Okay, now that I believe I found significant improvement to my existing VR settings, so that I can stream this thing properly without making y'all want to kill yourself. So let me get the parking brake on. So let me just no. Let me change direction. Thank God GSX added that. Nose left. Alright. Nose left is set. Alright, everything is set up for departure. I did all of the setup before I started streaming. Sorry for that, but it is what it is, because I'd rather do that than struggle on the stream. I just wanted to stream the flight and not all the MCDU programming and stuff like that, because in VR I'm still getting the hang of doing all this properly for the stream. Okay, let me release the parking brake. It's going to be pushing us back. We're flying from Bangalore to Mangalore today on an A320. Nice short trip, about 1 hour, a little less than 1 hour to be honest. Yeah, I'm still struggling with using this thing. So as you can see, there's a bit of a struggle. I've still not figured out how to use it without the pointer. The pointer is what makes it very easy. So I just cannot scroll it like I do with Avitab. Avitab was very easy to use. Alright, as you can see, 34-minute flight time, but then with all the taxi out and all that, it'll be around close to 1 hour. That's what I expect. Let me get engine number 1. Yeah, I don't like this really big pointer. You know, if there was only a way to hide this, I'd be really happy. Perhaps there is, and I don't know where it is. What's that? That's kind of an artifact right there. So I think the object loading distance has been culled by the sim for some reason. I have it at 150, so I don't see why it's doing that. It's weird. We have an Etihad A320 over there, which is weird. You don't usually see international flights parking there. You'd have them right in front over there. Okay, engine 1's available. Starting engine 2. Another thing that I need to figure out is how to bring the YouTube chat as one of the windows here. So it's like a web browser thing that I gotta do, but then MSFS is already pretty lame when it comes to handling windows like native to the sim, like the weather menu, GSX, and all of that. I just found that opening a web browser, kind of FS knee-pad or something, I'm very skeptical as to how good it's going to be. Flaps 1. Alright, let me get everything is on over here. Rudders checked. Full left. Full right, neutral. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Yep. So I still don't have, I guess, the sim audio. So let me see if I can fix that. Yeah, there you go. So I have MSFS, the sim audio. Can adjust the volume of that thing. All right. Okay. Yeah, he's gone. So the nose wheel steering still feels a little bit weird in the sim. I think it's just way too sensitive. It's a bit too twitchy. Like, look at that. Like me applying full left and right is fine, but then look at how immediate that response is. It's just crazy. So going way too fast here. Let me just apply some brakes. Oh, brake check. All right. Alright, I'm going to take this. This is amazing, guys. I'm getting such super fluid performance, um, especially in India, right? The scenery is not that demanding, but goddamn, you know, I really don't, you know, sure, you don't have photogrammetry and all of that, but these atmospherics, like with Rex Atmos and the Phoenix and whatever sceneries you have in India, with the amazing performance that I'm getting here. I'm also putting some static aircraft over there just for some more immersion. And I'm flying offline, and it's almost as good as flying on VATSIM. And it's just it's just, I'm really so grateful to be able to do this. It's just, I can only feel gratitude, guys. The fact that I can do this, I only feel gratitude. Let me just make sure that I taxi properly. Oh, it looks so good. Let me see if I can make another small modification to my Atmos preset. I promised, I promised myself not to do this. Add a little bit more scattering and reduce. This is such a bad idea. This is such a bad idea. Like, doing this on the fly is not good. But, well, doing stupid things has never not been my forte. Sorry about that, if that was a little bit jarring. Yep. Okay, now I'm going to be focusing a little bit more. I'm not going to be making any more changes to the atmospherics. Alright, we're on the center line. Horrible lineup, but that's down to the Atmos distraction. We got 50% N1. Once again, guys, I'm really sorry about that. Just fiddling around with a few more settings there. Yeah, VR just makes it really hard. You need to set some things up. Oh, V1, rotate. VR just makes things hard to do, like in that realm, like changing settings on the fly. Just makes it really awkward. It's got to be set and forget. You shouldn't fiddle around with things like the way I did. Just ruins the stream, to be honest. Well, I'm just refining my stream. So once I do this and nail this, I think the future streams should be good. So the aspect ratio of your stream should be a little bit stretched, because I just wanted to avoid those shaky sidebars on the Oculus mirror that happens when you move around a bit too quickly. So it is just a workaround, but honestly I think that makes it look like a wide angle camera. Get some positive trend vector on that. Alright, change that trend vector, get that to climb thrust, first climb. Reaching S speed, flaps up. The autopilot on a little bit early so that we can admire the view. Alright guys, this looks absolutely beautiful. I like the fact that the sun angle interacts with the haze existing there, and it limits our visibility in the far end as well, simulating a little bit of that Rayleigh and Mie scattering due to particulate matter. So that's exactly what I was going for. This preset is still a work in progress. I'm gonna keep updating and making changes to it. But for one, you know, Rex Atmos, underrated add-on. It has definitely added so much to the sim. It's given it a new lease of life. But why is this sad? Why is this sad, guys? Why is it sad? It's because the sim always had this potential, but the developers at Microsoft and Asobo chose to lock it away from the users because they didn't trust them with it. They wanted to perhaps do things better themselves, and they definitely have made some great strides in the weather modeling and all of that. But being able to give, like, if you're not going to be incorporating particulate matter effects into the sim, despite having the data from MeteoBlue, at least to some degree of certainty, right? I know that you cannot get the exact values, but we're not looking for exact replica, but we're looking for a believable representation of the weather and the atmospherics. Asobo did not do that, unfortunately, in this sim, and from what I saw in the Tech Alpha in the next sim too. So what they ended up doing was continuing this local METAR modeling for the visibility, where they have this circle of haze around the airport wherever they have the METAR data, and then like there's no interpolation, no gradual degradation in visibility or any scattering modeling at all, even though they have the capability, as you can see, to do some version of it. So it's a really, you know, it's like it's wasted potential in my opinion. Get these things brightened up a little bit. Considering turning down the time to the evening a little bit, late afternoon, evening, let's see what it looks like. Maybe we can do an evening approach. There you go. This actually looks really nice as well. I mean, well, yeah, I'm not gonna complain. You know, this is what they can give, guys. You know, believable atmospherics like this. You know, who doesn't like it, right? I mean, I certainly do. Get the seatbelt sign off. Very clear air today over Bangalore. Expecting to land at 12:50 UTC, around 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Let's see if I can up the speed. You know what, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Let me just enjoy this sunset. Let me just take off the headset for a little bit. Let me see what that stream is coming out to be, just to make an idea. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Not bad at all. Aspect ratio is a bit ruined, but you know, that's the trade-off, I guess, for having a stable Let me pitch in, put these numbers in. Winds are calm today. Not so good. I don't like calm winds. 28 degrees. Visibility is also really good. 5 kilometers. Pretty good. 012. Gonna be flying the ILS anyways, even though our visibility is good today. It's alright. So it's pretty easy, right? The 320 makes everything pretty effortless. Yeah. 737, you have to manage things around a little bit. 320, you can just kick back and relax during the cruise for the most part, unless something goes wrong. I've not yet started to do too many failures in BR or in general really, but at least around these kinds of airports where your frame rates are good, I definitely am going to consider doing some failures. But I just wish, there was an application to get reasonable random failures that can happen in sequence due to connected systems failing. Kind of physically meaningful scenario generation. That's something which I've been thinking about how that works, would be an interesting thing to try, to be honest. Drop of descent soon. Just put the auto brake low. Gonna fiddle around here. So, I mean, you know what? I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the sunset. You know what? Screw it. Screw it. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the sunset. But I have a feeling that the sun is completely gonna set by the time we land. I really don't like that. I want it to actually be a sunset landing. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Should I change it a little bit? I hate myself. as is. I think it's gonna be a night landing, alright. Top of descent coming soon. This is the kind of realism that you have that you actually want to make announcements to your cabin, you know? Never been so crazy as to do that. Let me get some water. Oh. Here's the other fancy thing about an Airbus. You get a tray table to work on, and it's perfectly aligned with my desk. That's when you know you've nailed your positioning. For the most part, because my throttle's a little bit up there, but I have a nice side stick mount, which also worked out pretty great. Coming up on the top of descent now. Let me just get ready to pull. I'll push the knob. 5 miles to go. Get her all the way down to 2,000 actually. Should be good. It's pretty damn awesome seeing this. Yeah, I'll never ever get bored of VR, guys, especially when it performs so well like this. You know, it's just almost as if I'm flying for real, able to bump up the resolution to 2x. So smooth. And it's so clear, I'm able to read everything, you know. Alright, just descending now. We get the seatbelt sign on. Ladies and gentlemen, we are making our descent into Bangalore. We're gonna be arriving in about 16 minutes. So landing runway 24, calm winds, 5 kilometer visibility, pretty calm approach all the way down to the ground. I used to be a professor back in my undergrad. His famous call out to everybody during class was, "Ladies and gentlemen." Yeah, he was a crazy guy. I remember getting kicked out of class for being like 2 minutes late. He was a disciplinarian. He was a funny guy as well. He taught us manufacturing. Pretty funny guy, to be honest. Good memories. I used to go to school just about 100 kilometers, maybe 70 to 80 kilometers, I guess, not even 100. 70 kilometers or so north of the Mangalore airport. A beautiful place. Rainforesty, you know. What's not to like, huh? Seeing the night lights up already over on the way to Mangalore. I don't like the fact that it's getting so dark. You know what, let me go back. Yeah, we'll still have some sun by the time we land. Go a little bit back. getting a little bit high, but I'm gonna let it slide for a bit. Not gonna get those speed brakes involved just yet. We can make up for that altitude soon, but I don't think it's that bad. It's just a speed that worries me a little bit. But the 320 is quite draggy compared to the 737 I've found. Not sure how realistic that is, but you know, it does look stubby, so I can, the wing, it does have that, you know, stubbiness to it, which makes me believe that it's kind of not draggy. Wow, guys, look at that. Look at how beautiful that looks. I don't know, I guess the 2D screen captures it even a little bit better than the VR, because I love how the light is just reflecting off of those mountaintops. This is truly beautiful. As I said, you know, this is probably the best office in the world. Those who are flying for real, truly lucky. But I'm just happy that I get to do this virtually now and then. Just kicking back after work. Just a new experience, you know. You get that speed brake down. Seatbelt cells are already on, so it's all good. This looks beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's gonna be an IMC approach, I guess, with the sun going down this way and all that, but I don't care, because the 5-kilometer visibility is just what the META reports, and it's considering real time, right? So right now with the sun shining this way, it's already about to set the angle that it makes with these haze particles, and already the relay scattering because of that, plus the haze layer that the sim itself applies. It just makes it as if it's about 2 kilometers visibility, not 5. So I expect that we'll see the runway about like 800, 500 feet. So just this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This is real life, guys. This is real life. Just can't believe how realistic this is, because this is how a smoggy, not really smoggy, a humid, you know, kind of moist air kind of feels. Smoggy too, but you know, the sim really can't make out too much of a difference because it's struggling to do particulate matter in and of itself. But again, it has the potential. I hate the fact that this other controller just got activated. I'm just gonna put it to the side here. I hate that. I really do. I really do hate that. Coming up on 10,000 feet. Gonna get all of these lights on, lest I forget them. Usually you get the taxi light and runway turn-offs, maybe even just the taxi light usually after the gear is down, but I'm just getting them on right now. Just like doing that, it's old habits. One 1012 set. Absolutely beautiful. little bit bumpy weather over here over these mountains. I think we're going to be approaching at a time where the sim is a bit too dark, where the lights don't activate. So it's not photometric, if that makes sense. It's like it doesn't detect the amount of ambient lighting and switch on the lights. I hope 2024 has something like that, where lights turn on based on the ambient lighting. If that's the case, we might just drag the time back a little bit. And we've been fiddling around with it quite a bit anyways, right? Get us the Boeings allow you to extend flap 1 at this point. That's one thing Boeing has going on for it, I guess. You know what, it is actually getting a bit too dark here. Are the lights activating? I don't think so. Let me see what looks better for the cameras, huh? This or this? Nah, I don't much like this. I'm gonna go a little bit back. Whoops. Alright, focus on the flying. That's what I'm gonna do. Focus on the flying. No more modifications to all of these things. Okay, localizer, approach, autopilot 2. Quick on, I think this just makes us prepared for that Cat 3 if we need to, but then the runway is not really capable. I think it's a Cat 2 ILS, as far as I can remember. Let me just get one layer of flaps. Look star, look. Miles. And this thing does not want to bleed speed. Okay, 200 knots, flaps 2. Still no runway at sight. Obviously, I'm able to see barely 200 meters in front of me. I think I bumped up that haze way too much. Yeah, this is more like not 5 kilometers, but more like 1 or 2 kilometer visibility. Flap 3. Speed checked. No runway in sight. No runway in sight yet. Flaps full. Runway in sight. Alright, I do have the runway now. Gonna get the autopilot off. It got to me a little bit earlier than I expected. I can see the lights there. At 1000 we're gonna disconnect.
1000.
Okay, Cat 1 checked my aircraft. Alright. The PAPI lights should also be visible through the smog, which it is not. Again, you know, you're playing with parameters of the sim beyond what the sim allows, so I guess it is what it is. I'm happy that I'm able to do at least this. Runway lights are coming through, which is good enough for me, I guess. So we approximately saw the runway at around like 3 to 4 kilometers, which is not bad compared to, I thought it'd be much worse. It's gonna scream glide slope at me soon, but I'm on the glide path.
100 above. Minimum 100.
Not really, okay, it didn't.
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. Drive.
Put it down a little bit firmly because we don't have the longest of runways here. Was on the touchdown zone, so that was my target. Use an idle reverse for the entire full length of the runway. For 7 knots. The scattering is a little bit too powerful. So this preset, I think, which I have right now, works best for daytime. The scattering needs to be varied over time, like to reduce it or increase it based on ambient lighting. Get the APU. That was jarring. "38, 39 minutes." Okay. Alright, that's good. See how good our parking actually was. Was trusting this guy worth it? Yeah, not bad at all. I mean, it's a little bit askew, but for the most part, it's good. I mean, he asked me to come too far to the left side. Alright then guys, this was a fun stream. I'm gonna quit out here. Gonna be streaming more in VR, to be honest.